And welcome, everyone. We are back here with another episode of Here on the Wastes, episode number 30. How we all doing here, gentlemen?
Doing
Doing
great.
great. Ready to die.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. My name is Scott, aka Shogi. I am the creator and writer of this game, this RPG game. This is an original game called Horizons Unknown After Earth RPG. This is a sci fi fantasy game that is set in the distant future of 2422 on an alien planet known as Saldaria after the death of Earth, with the last of humanity now colonizes this distant planet. We have our wonderful cast here this evening, as always. We have Ryan, aka Ran 118. How are you? Good evening.
I'm doing great. I'm ready to not die. Is what I am.
Excellent. Excellent. And our resident person who's going to die, our resident pessimist, Mike. How are you today, good sir?
I wouldn't say pessimist, but I'm doing good.
Realist.
Yeah, exactly.
Realist.
Exactly.
Okay. Perfect. And of course, my brother from another mother, Shane. Good sir. How are you?
All aces.
All aces. Well done. Well, we want to thank everybody who's going to hang out with us this evening. Again, this show is called Here on the Waste. We do this every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have a lot to get into, so we're just going to jump right in. If you guys want to get caught up on any of the past episodes, definitely click on the link below to the YouTube, and you can catch up with this wonderful group here and see where they currently are. As if you guys remember, you were in the Grand Library after you entered the underground fortress of Warband itself. You had been given a important mission to investigate, to get any kind of information that you could out of the true power, I guess, the true strength of Warband, and see if there's anything you can do to obviously slow them down or even completely eliminate them if possible. You were given 3 beacons that will allow you to be able to triangulate, upload a targeted solution that will allow an orbital strike to fall upon whatever radius that the beacons allow. You were allowed. You did have 3, and you did place 1.
Placed one in the library.
Early.
Yeah.
With the good help of Rev, who placed it within the library itself after they got into an entanglement with the Grand Librarian himself, who was not happy that you had some seriously overdue books, and that you had showed up 15 years later to figure out a way to weasel out of those dues.
That's what we should have told him. That's what we should. That should have been our story, sir. We just had
Got some overdue books.
Our conscience got to us. And
You did try to talk your way out of it, and unfortunately, you did have to go toe to toe with a power that you guys have not, up to this point, have really seen or entangled with. Being of just pure strength and power as well, that there is some kind of mystical power that's emanating from this space, this mountain, this rock, from whatever, or it could be just from the powers of Quran, the Darkborn himself, who has been told in regards to legend and myth of a slumbering titan almost that shows up every so often and pretty much just it becomes genocide. It's a cleansing of Saldaria itself and allowing Saldaria to be reborn. The good doctor did pocket a Stargazer, an inert one at that one, but Voldo pocketed a couple as well, and they're kind of warming up his pockets a little bit. Rev stayed clear of anything in regards to this place, and whatever enchantments, dark or light, didn't want to take any more part, just based on everything that he's gone through, everything that he's seen, everything that he's now even pushed his own limits beyond in order to fight these things. With
But
that,
Marvin pocketed a couple.
yeah, Marvin did, and Marvin caught Voldo trying to slip one in Rev's pockets as well.
Yeah, let's specify.
With that, gentlemen, you stand in front of another door. This door seems to be made of very faded kind of metal. You don't think it's titanium. It may be it's an old sense of that it could be just pure iron, iron ferrite itself. Nothing that's been buffed, nothing that has any kind of sheen. It looks like it's been faded, and it looks for the most part like it hasn't been opened in quite some time. There's no locking mechanism upon it at all. It's just mere two doors that just open inward. You do get the feeling, though, that just by the sheer mass and the size of the doors themselves, they're probably stand about maybe 7 feet up. That it probably would take two of you on each side to kind of pull these open. There's a good heaviness and heft from the solid material that has been created. That is what's standing before you. The doors of the library are locked behind you. What would you gentlemen like to do?
Has anybody got a camera we can slip under the door?
Doc
Little snake camera.
Yeah.
throws hat under the door.
Got any drones you can throw in there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're gonna have to get him one way or another.
Yeah.
I'm just-
I have some cable and a mini surveillance camera. Can I rig up a little?
Roll a quick awareness, either
Okay.
with you can use Marvin and yourself if you like.
Okay, sure. Rev has awareness, so is it +3 or +2? What's the
+3.
normal?
+3.
+3. So 18 for
Oh.
Rev.
You see that there's enough of a gap below that you might be able to slip something in there.
Okay. Then Rev would like to.
Voldo
take his little-
obviously trips behind you, falls over.
My bad.
Smacks on the microphone of the camera. Yeah. I would like to just rig up, maybe using wood from one of these destroyed, bookcases.
Sure.
Like a little, staff I can extend and bring back my camera just to see if we can see into this room before going in.
Okay, yeah. I will say that with all three of you, you should be able to fashion something.
Yeah, right.
That are able to do it.
I should hope so.
We have a doctor here. so-
Fingers crossed.
The doctor's sitting there just like doing mathematical equations, like the whole time.
It should work.
33.33%.
By these numbers, I believe 100% that we should work.
We could do it, but will we?
Yeah, even though I'm self-educated and I just decided to call myself a doctor one day.
The shoe fits. All right, so we're gonna start rolling to get this thing ready then, or
Hold on.
start basically once one of us gets a good roll in.
Yeah, I would say, Rev, you have engineering.
I do, yes.
Make a roll to see if you can fashion something.
Okay.
Yes, exactly, Pi. Using the combined skills of the party to make a stick.
We make a stick. Well, I rolled a 17 and I have engineering, so
Oh.
that puts me at 20.
Boom.
Yeah.
Done. Easy.
Yeah, you make the best stick that you've
I
ever
make a
seen.
selfie stick, basically.
Absolutely, and you
Expendable selfie stick.
and you tie it so perfectly as well that you actually are, you pat yourself on the back of how well did this actually
It can
work
like
out.
zoom in and it can pan and everything.
You like throw
360
you
degrees.
put another little string on the side so you could turn it. It just
That's
and
right.
then turn it to the other way. I mean, it's not the smoothest turns or anything like it's like but yeah.
All right. Well, then I am going to. Rev will take the stick and slowly put it underneath the door to try to see what's underneath. He's going to set it to night vision because he assumes it's going to be dark in there.
Sure, not a problem. With that, essentially, you see a very darkened hallway.
Just a hallway?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you even with I'm sorry about that. Even with night vision, you feel that you can only see about another 5 feet in front of that. There doesn't seem to be any other light source that is coming down this hall. But
are there any other halls to the side that I can see or doors?
No,
or anything?
it's just a single hallway that just goes down into shadow.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell the others we got a hallway and I can only see 5 feet.
All right.
That's
I
all
like
we got.
these odds.
Roll awareness if you could for me, Rev, as well.
Okay. 9, 10, 12.
Okay. You do notice that you feel that there is a breeze of such that is coming from there, and
They feel it under the door.
Yeah, and it's a cool breeze.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll also add since I feel this breeze, I think we either have a source of water or a source to the outside because we're getting some sort of wind or moving air coming out through here. So this might be our only way out anyway.
I mean, heck, we're very, very, very shortly into the cave, so we might as well keep looking.
All right.
We're underground.
Doctor, do you anything you like to add to this? Does your equations give you any other kind of possibilities?
Insight.
Well, are we sure that in this world, 5 feet is really what we know to be 5?
Fair enough. You are the scientist.
Yeah.
Could we be peering into another dimension, perhaps?
I think the scientist has been smoking.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a little bit cooler than it is on this side of the door. Is there do we what I'm gonna kind of kneel down and see if I can feel any breeze coming, and if there's any different type of odor, if there's anything I can glean from
Sure.
what might be on the other side.
Okay, go ahead. Right. Just go ahead and just give me just a D20 roll.
Luck trumps. What was that one?
Luck.
Luck
I at this point, luck trumps your crappy rolls.
Yeah, luck trumps a 1 roll. 16.
16. You feel the same breeze that obviously Rev spoke of. Because of what you've created, your sensors are a little more heightened than his are. You do notice that the air that's coming through is fluctuating in temperature. That it's cool and then it heats up a little bit, maybe 5 to 10 degrees, and it comes back down. You also notice that there is the smell of death.
It's an oven.
Of something burnt or charred, but of flesh. As far as your experience has taught you?
I don't think there's anything good happening on the other side of this door.
Definitely not.
So what is our alternative? There's no other real way to go, right? Other than the way we came, but then the door is closed.
Can we
So
see
we're-
where the source of the water is coming from? Is it big enough for us to enter?
Assuming
That is in
there's water.
the room itself, that aqueduct.
Yeah.
We already drank it.
Yeah, we drank the water, but I'm wondering where it's coming from. If
Yeah.
there's a hole in the wall that we could crawl in.
There is,
Yeah.
but it's like 20 feet up. It goes into the
Okay.
rock base itself, and you see the size of it probably wouldn't be able to fit any of you guys to go in there. It was made simply as a waterway.
Okay. So unless we got a flying drone or an owl with a camera on it, we're not getting in there.
Yeah.
Revs on the thing,
Gosh.
just go. I wonder if he's still out there.
Is he out there still in Titanfall flying around?
If only these things existed. I want to take another quick look around the walls, kind of tap on them, see if I can find any other type of entrance
Sure.
or exit.
Yeah, just go ahead and just roll overall awareness.
15.
Just based on your investigation, and if you guys each want to enroll investigation as well.
Yeah, I'll roll investigation.
Sure.
Yeah.
3.
Well, that'd be 18 then, because I have
17.
17. Okay, then mostly Voldo is like yeah, he's watching you like investigate. He's really just kind of investigating the stargazers in his pocket. He's like he's
shining.
Yeah, he's
shining
just
my
like,
necklace.
He's like, it's so shiny. As you guys kind of look around, even Marvin kind of chimes in to help out. You do notice that there doesn't seem to be any other entryway that you can see. You did kind of even check for even like false walls and false bookshelves, see if anything was behind. It seems like this was a one-way interest in and even beyond. Marvin does even checks the doors in the back. He's just like, "Let me out! Let me out!"
So it looks like we got one way to go, Doc.
We're gonna have to crack this door open.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you have a plan? My plan of sneaking in here didn't seem to go super well.
I say we just kick the door down as hard as we can and just like weapons up to the front just in case.
Walking like we own the place.
Yeah, exactly. We should carry the like robe of the dude we just killed. Or just all the books. Just like throw them on the ground.
We have that robe.
What should we
We
do
could
with that
dress
robe?
somebody as the librarian.
Awesome.
Hood up.
We're gonna try.
Wait a
So
minute.
let's grab the robe.
We still have the camera under there, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can just leave the camera.
Well,
look
yeah,
at it.
so he probably took it out to walk around, but he can put it back under.
I can put it back under. Yeah.
Does it have any infrared or heat sensors or anything like that?
It was on night vision. I could attempt to. I mean, like my eyes, my bionic eyes or whatever have those settings. I don't know if I can do that with the camera.
Unfortunately, this camera does not have any kind of heat signatures. It was just essentially just IR.
Okay.
I almost wonder if we should try and like slide something under the door just to see if anything reacts to it.
You mean like further in than the camera is?
Yeah. Or just
Make
even
some
try
noise.
within the camera view.
Marvin pulls up a few books that he thinks might be able to be thin enough for you to slide in. If you want to try to get the deal
Just start kicking shit in.
kick.
You know what? While this is all
Kentucky
going
kick
down,
in.
while this is all going down, I'm just gonna head over to that robe on the ground and kind of like pick it up, take mine off, and kind of look at both of them, and then throw mine on the ground throw the new one on.
Okay.
Yep. So we got a new cloak.
Marvin sees you do it and just doesn't even pay you any mind. He's just like he's trying to actually help.
Well, I'll hold the camera
Marvin.
if Doc wants to slide a book underneath and see if there's any response.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick one under the door.
Do it.
Okay, go for it.
I'm keeping an eye on the my sidekick that's got my video feed while he's doing this to see what the camera sees.
I'm gonna kick it just to where it should stay within the camera view. And just ask Rev what he sees, if he can
Okay.
see that. If he can
So,
see the book.
Rev, you're holding the camera. Doc's kicking
I'm
it
holding
under.
it still, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Just roll a quick d20. Doc, if you could. Roll
Me?
roll athletics. Actually, if you're trying to kick it far, roll power.
Not too far. I mean, you said it's only got 5 feet.
Okay, then whichever one
Camera
you
can only
want.
see 5 feet.
Roll
Just gonna kick
athletics.
it
Though.
lightly and kind of shove it under.
Then roll athletics.
18.
Ooh, yeah, he kicks it
I've been rolling good.
He kicks it exactly as much as he wants to. Rev, what you see is it reaches the 5-foot mark,
Uh-huh.
and then you notice that you can only see half of the book.
Oh. So
Like,
I
once it
noticed,
goes-
cut off on the other
Yeah,
side.
once it goes into the shadows, it's pure black.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
But the book is still there.
Can I tell if it's been damaged at all, like it was cut off, or if it's just like all of a sudden vision was cut off?
You didn't see it move, that it would seem that something came down to slice it, where you would actually
Okay.
see some kind of, residual energy that's being shifted. It just
Okay.
moment goes into that,
It
beyond
just
that 5, it
disappears.
just kind of disappears.
Well, Rev's going to tell them exactly what he sees, and he also says, I think there's some sort of unnatural darkness or maybe some sort of field that is blocking our vision here. I don't know
I
if
got
it's
an
a mystical
idea.
field or what.
I got an idea. All right, so there's fire in this cavern, and we have plenty of books. Light a book on fire and then kick it under the door. See what happens there.
Does anyone have a flashlight or any type of light?
Burning books.
Ooh.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a book off the shelf. Start walking towards the fire. Your camera's still set up over there.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep it.
All
I'll
right.
keep it there.
Yeah,
All right.
let's light a book on fire and kick it really hard and see how far it goes.
Sure, go
So
for
yeah.
it.
All right, I just light that bad boy and kind of slowly put it right up to the edge. I'll gently and then just punt it across the room as hard as I
Sure. As you go to take the book and put it in the brazier, light it, immediately
Yes.
the flames engulf it and immediately extinguish.
immediately what?
Immediately extinguishes.
Okay, all right. Well, that was not as easy as I thought.
Oh, and when he kicks it, the fire goes out?
Now he takes the book, puts it into the brazier to light it. It engulfs in flame, but immediately the flames go out.
Can I try to use my plasma cutter to light it on fire to see if that is any different?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay. As I'm holding the camera, I'll go.
I
Here you go.
just run over to it real quick, hand book out.
As you attempt to try to light this on fire, immediately it starts to spark. Hey, how's it going, Kara? Thanks for hanging out. It starts to spark up and starts to smolder and burn. But immediately when you try to take away the flame, it starts to go out again.
Okay. So,
Well.
So
it's difficult.
yeah, so essentially if he maintains and holds it, then at some point it probably could ignite, is what you get the idea. It just doesn't naturally, it's not something that
We gotta
is
dry it out
flammable
first.
itself.
It's like wet wood. We got to just dry it out first. Let's torch this baby a bit longer then. We could kick it up.
You
I mean,
want
that's what he said. We just gotta kind of dry it out.
Can you continue to try to do it?
I don't know how hot that plasma thing cutter gets.
It can get
but,
really,
I mean,
it can get really, really hot.
Yeah, I mean, this thing cuts through metal,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try at least seeing if we could catch.
What about,
one
well,
catch?
instead of a book, can we just use like a piece of a bookshelf, like actual wood that
Oh,
would already
that
be
works.
dried?
Sure. Marvin goes over, breaks you off a piece of that
He
kick.
takes out the nails though because he's such a good guy. He doesn't want to
course,
break it.
Of course. Hands it over to you. Do you want Marvin to try to put it in the brazier first?
Sure. He can check
Okay.
it, check the brazier, see
He
if
puts it
stays.
into the braziers themselves. It engulfs in fire and immediately goes.
Okay. All right. We got some sort of anti-fire field in here.
Okay, I have an
Smokey
idea.
the Bear.
He brings it over.
Okay,
brings it over to Rev. Would you like to try the plasma on it?
Well, try it.
I actually have a better idea now.
What is that?
Why don't I'm just gonna go pick up my old robe and tear a piece of it off and wrap it around the book.
Okay.
All right.
Well, he has
And then we
he
can
has
take it
the
under.
stick at this point.
Yeah, just wrap it around the stick, so making a torch, basically.
Well, I'm just gonna still kick it under the door.
Yeah, you could do it either way.
Don't want to waste the stick right now,
with-
bro. That's a good
with that,
stick.
With that, because it's your robe, it immediately catches.
Okay.
On
And then
fire.
I'm gonna kick it under the door really quick. Medium hard. Medium hard.
Roll athletics.
Oh shit, 20 plus I have it, so
Yeah,
20.
he
Great.
just like he Wayne Gretzky's this thing. He, like side kicks it, slides it under like a puck perfectly. It goes as Rev's saying this. It goes right up and it passes in past that 5 feet. It disappeared.
Cool. All right. So we got something concrete. Well, I mean, hey, we're gonna have to kick this door down soon. So there's nothing else we can really do.
Does
Yeah,
the
we're
door
not-
open? Does the door open outward or inward?
The metal doors open inward.
So we have to
Towards
pull
us.
them open.
So we can't kick it out. Okay. Makes this a lot less cool.
Marvin does
No.
take a look at it and say, "Boss, there's no locks. We can just probably swing these open."
Yeah,
Because
the
they're
question
pretty
is-
heavy, though. It might be 2 on each side. Kind of pull.
Well, Voldo does have his big strength buff that he has now.
Oh, that's what's up. That's right.
If he
Oh.
could handle one door and the other two handle the other, I could go in Mirage and see if you want me to scout it out before we just bust our way in there.
Sure.
I have a climbing rope.
Okay.
What do you say we tie a rope to one of
Yes.
the handles and we get
Oh,
as far away as we can and we pull the door open, or we can also tie the rope to Rev.
that's what I was thinking. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. We definitely
I
want
was
to
thinking tie it
that
to somebody that we send in there, kind of like
Yeah.
poltergeist.
Yeah. I'm
I mean,
down
I'm
with
not-
that.
Yeah, because
Marvin
I say we
immediately
just open the doors.
Marvin immediately just looks at you, good doctor, and kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, "That's the best idea you've had all day."
It's an
Yeah.
unhealthy connection here.
We're going fishing and Rev is the bait.
Is that
Okay,
right.
so let's just pull open the doors. I'll grab one side.
okay?
While you guys are
Actually,
getting
let's
ready
just
to
put one
open, I'll tie the rope around my waist.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
And
actually,
it's climbing rope, so there should be plenty.
Yeah.
good.
I've had it in my heavy state pack.
Yeah, it's like it's a good,
It's a solid rope.
it's a good
well-made
state of
rope.
75 feet of rope and stuff like that.
I just want to open it a crack though at first.
Okay, we need to make some rolls here. Doctor and Marvin roll.
Okay.
And then
I
you're
do
gonna
have a grappling hook too. I don't know if we can like
well if
hook it to
yeah
something.
if
doesn't
Rev
matter.
disappears, then you can grapple hook
What
him
are-
as well.
What are we rolling
Then we
for?
can lose a hook too.
Roll power to open up, and then roll power as well. Both.
23.
Marvin rolled 19.
I have power.
Wow.
18.
Okay.
18.
Man, I'm on a roll.
Okay.
Heyo.
So what happens here is Voldo opens it up just a crack without any issues, just as much as that you wanted to. The good doctor and Marvin just swing the other one completely open. It's just like "Sukum."
It was like lighter than I thought.
It's like it was made out of just like wood Just the sheer strength that these two guys exhibited. Immediately when you do open up the doors, it feels like a gigantic. It feels like the mountain itself is inhaling in the air like a vacuum. The moment that the doors open, you can feel like all the air that was inside, the stifling air, uh, below, almost right past you and through you into the corridor as well. You do notice as well as the enchantment itself has been blown into the corridor as well that was above you. The enchantment is no longer there, and all the braziers have now been extinguished.
The enchantment, that was all the stars and everything. Is that what you're talking about?
Correct.
Okay.
Like it was merely sitting up there floating. And the moment that the doors open, like with everything, the air itself, it was part of the air, and it was sucked in and disappears down the corridor.
Does it become dark when all those lights go out?
About 5 feet where you see the book and your cool fiery stick is, well, you actually don't see the fiery stick because that went to the darkness, but you see the half of the book about 5 feet there.
So so it's still invisible past that point, is what you're saying.
You cannot seem to see beyond that.
Okay.
All right, you're up, Rev.
Rev's gonna go into Mirage. He wants to walk to the edge of it, like maybe a foot from it, and take his camera on a stick and stick it through the Mirage to see if the camera can see past the edge of this Mirage without touching it himself.
When you place the stick within this, essentially this darkened border, it merely disappears into it. The feed that you get immediately cuts off.
Okay. I want to pull it back and see if anything's happened to it from being on the other side of this enchantment.
When you do pull it out, it completely comes out unharmed, untainted.
And the feed is working again?
Yep. Immediately starts again.
Okay.
And we've confirmed this is a hallway. Like there are no paths going either way.
All you could see is that there's 2 walls on the side of you, and you can see 5 feet in front of you. So you would essentially, logically thinking, you say it's probably just the hallway, but you can't really determine anything else because you can't see beyond that.
As we approach this darkness, the darkness stays. It doesn't start to go back.
No, it does not.
All
Should I
right.
take a look around at it? Like, just investigate this bad boy using, like, mystical or whatever?
Roll a mystical roll. If you could.
Yeah, Rev has mystical. He can try to
You both can do it.
use his senses.
It's how much is it if we have it? It's +3, right?
+3.
Yeah, +3.
+3? Alright, 22.
11 for me.
Mike, it's some sort of dark enchantment.
Nothing we can really kind of parse out. Okay.
Yeah, you don't exactly know how exactly it works. Even with that, it seems to be, again, it's an old, powerful enchantment that is beyond your knowledge of how it exactly works. But you can see that it was placed there purposely.
Okay. Rev's going to hand the rope to Marvin and the doc, and he's going to walk through it.
Ooh.
All right.
He thinks there's nothing else we can figure out. He's just going to walk in just to the other side and
just the tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hand it to Marvin. Marvin ties it around him.
Okay.
At least a portion of it, and then hands the rest of the doctor.
Okay.
So in case Rev gets pulled in, he's going in with him, and then somebody kind of like holds toes the line in the back. Rev, as you take a step in, it's like a curtain of just pure blackness, almost a heavy mist. Immediately, you feel like you want to pass out. Just for a second, and you still yourself. And as you fully walk through, you find yourself in a very, very long corridor that is lit with braziers going down to the end. where there's another black mass, probably 10 or maybe 15 feet or so. You can't really get a true guess of the distance. But when you
Mhm.
turn around, you just see the black mass behind you, and you do not see Mike. I'm sorry, you do not see Voldo. You do not see the good doctor. You do not see Marvin.
Do I
And you
do I
don't.
see any other corridors or doors on this along this wall that's going down?
You do not.
Okay.
Roll quick awareness if you could as well.
Sure. 6.
Okay. Doctor, roll awareness. Voldo, roll awareness.
19.
17.
Oh, these guys are rolling excellent today.
Yeah.
Dude.
You do notice as Rev enters the black mass, immediately as he goes through the rope and drops. He's no longer caught. Marvin pulls it in, and he reaches the end. It is no longer around Rev.
But I don't notice this. I
Rev does
assume.
not notice this at all.
How far is it to this blackness that's at the other end of
You probably gauge around 10 to 15 feet.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we've lost Rev. I'm gonna just wind up the rope, put back what I can. I'm gonna just see if I'm gonna yell out to see if he can hear me.
Okay. What exactly do you say to him?
Say, Rev, are you there? Can you hear us?
Rev, roll awareness.
Yeah, as loud as I
Okay.
can.
Roll awareness. Okay.
Yeah.
4 with my +3.
So you roll a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. You hear nothing
Okay.
but a high pitch humming.
Can I
And
tell
what
where it's coming from?
you get the sense that it's coming, it's coming and reverberating down the hall.
Okay.
And you do notice that as the sound comes towards you, it almost goes through you and hits that black mass, and then bounces back down the hall.
Before I move away from the mass, can I turn and just stick my arm through it to see if I can reach to the other side or not?
Sure.
Before I go any further in, I just want to check if I still have access to going backwards.
You go to place your hand back through the exact same spot that you actually came, and now that black mass is completely solid.
Bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
The mist
All
itself that you walked through so easily is now gained form.
Okay. Before I walk any further, I want to check my sidekick and see if either voice or text or any sort of message can reach Voldo or the doc
What is
or
that?
Marvin.
What are you saying, or what are you writing to them?
Basically, I'm saying I'm cut off, can't come back. Do you read me?
Okay. Gentlemen, both of you as well as Marvin get a message from Rev. Unfortunately, everything that he typed out and wrote to you is a jumbled, confused mess. Though where there's no discernible words, nothing makes sense. It almost seems like it's written in some kind of ancient text. Doctor, you take a look at it, just being able to see notice languages. And this is no language or anything like that that you've ever seen. It might be something that's beyond being ancient itself. It might be the language of Quran, the Darkborn himself. You're not able to truly discern its origins, but whatever was written to you, you know, came from Rev. But it's just of no discernible nature at all. It just seems a jumbled mess.
I have a utility deciphering languages.
Mhm.
Can I give a crack at trying to translate this?
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
In the meantime, I'm just going to type random jumble of words back to him,
12.
just so he knows.
It's taken you a while to kind of break down this language. It's an ancient speech. You do take a look at it, and you think you might be able to figure out something. You can see some patterns there. You think what you get a very very vague sense of what you think he might be saying to you, and enough sense that you think that you might be able to respond very rudimentary. What message would you like? What you essentially get from him is, guys, here, do you?
Yeah, it's just a weird.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think we've kind of determined now that he can't come back. So I just tell the guys, look, he's on the other side of this thing. This is some kind of a shield enchantment, something where you basically you go and you can't turn around. It's a wall of sorts. We need to, because my concern is it's pointless to communicate if we are only going to get the gist. You know, I don't want to sit here and play this game of, well, type one letter if you're this or if you're that, try and get a code. I just asked the guys, are we going in? At least we know he's alive. Are we gonna join him?
I'm just going to walk right through, saying yes as I walk through.
Okay.
All right. So that's one yes. A yes from Baldo.
Marvin absolutely agrees that there's no stopping him. He's walking through.
All right, let's do this.
Who goes through first?
Probably me.
Okay. Boldo. You walk into the dark mist. The same thing happens that I described that happens to Rev. You easily walk through this mist like it's almost like a hot knife through butter. But immediately, the moment you go through, you get a nauseating feeling. You immediately think it's the power of the enchantment, and this is a dark enchantment. As you come out the other side, you are in front of a very, very long hallway, about 10 to 15 feet. Seems to be another dark, shadowy mass beyond that hallway. Rev is not there.
Yeah. That one.
I'm in Mirage. Do I see him come through?
You do not.
I do not see him come through.
Yeah, no. I had a feeling this would happen. Cool. Okay, so I'm just going to start a little looking around, see if I notice anything about the walls, anything I can kind of learn from this place.
It's very much like these same walls. These are walls, though, that don't seem to be engraved with any kind of the engraving of the sculptures that they had in there before. They're more pillared walls that seem to be encased within the mountainsides themselves. The pillars are of almost like heavy marble. So they're trying, and you do notice above you that it is kind of holding up some of the mountain above you. It doesn't seem to be something that's relatively dangerous or anything like that. But your room is lit up by two braziers that sit on those marble pillars, about halfway from where that next black wall seems to be. You do start to feel a very stifling smell and air that is coming into yours. You don't hear anything other than what you believe to be roll an awareness, but roll it at unfavorable. So whatever you roll, -3.
15.
Ooh, he's rolling well, Justin.
Dude, right now, when it
You
matters, it'll go down, of course.
you believe that you can hear ever so slightly in a distance the sound of arcing electricity.
Okay.
Who is next to walk through?
Yeah.
I think Marvin was probably next. As soon as he
Okay.
saw Voldo go, he wasn't going to be outdone.
Marvin walks through and immediately finds himself in the same hallway. But Rev, Marvin joins you right next to you
Ah,
as he comes through this one. You immediately see that he almost wants to fall over. Like the nausea that affected you is affecting him much stronger. He even like reaches out, puts his hand onto the side of the wall, trying to like hold himself up as he starts to kind of cough.
I drop out of my mirage and immediately go to him and kind of like support him so he doesn't fall over.
Now he looks at you and just goes, "Oh God, boss, what the hell is this? Where are we?"
I don't know, but we're cut off from the other side.
Well,
Did the others go in with you?
Voldo went in first before me. Where is he?
He didn't come through here. I don't know. Maybe this is some sort of portal or something. I don't understand it.
Does that mean when the doctor comes through, he's coming through this one? Or is he going to go somewhere else?
I don't know. Is the doctor going to come through? He didn't seem like he was very keen on coming through the side of this encampment, I'll tell you.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he just goes, "The doctor will come through for us." I believe in him now. He had he had a really, really awesome idea about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Rev just now notices the rope that's slack around his waist. Yeah, what a great idea.
With that, yeah, Marvin's kind of next to you. Marvin
Okay.
does seem to be still affected heavily by whatever you guys are inhaling into the. And he
Okay.
kind of just goes, and he just gets down to one knee, just washes, just give me a minute, because it's just
Okay.
really hard to breathe in here, real heavy.
I'm gonna hand him my canteen that I filled up from the water in the
Okay.
other room.
Yeah, he just kind of takes just a small sip, and he just kind of gives it back to you, and you just
Okay.
okay, doctor. You see
Before I
Voldo go
walk-
through, and you see Marvin go through, leaving you all by yourself.
I'm going to try and send something out to all of them just to see if I get a response
Sure.
on my data link.
What is it that you sent?
Um, I'm just going to. I'm going to ask a question. Just are you together? Is everyone together?
Marvin, Rev, and Voldo, you receive a message, but it's the words that are coming from the good doctor are just a jumbled mess.
Can we see who they're coming from?
Yes, it is coming
Okay.
from the doctor.
I'm just gonna slam a bunch of on my keyboard, just throwing out random letters.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rev's gonna look to Marvin and say, "Is this what my message looked like when I sent it back through?"
Marvin takes a look at it and he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "There's something, whatever is here and beyond this is just jumbling up the communication."
Well, then Rev wants to test really quick, because he knows Marvin told him that Voldo went through the portal.
Mhm.
He's gonna send a message not to the doc, but just to Marvin and Voldo and say, "Can you read this?" and see what happens.
Voldo gets nothing. The doctor gets a response that is, again, just a jumbled bunch of letters and stuff.
Well, he sent it to Marvin and Voldo. He didn't send it to me, right?
Yeah, I
Rev?
didn't send it to the doc. I sent it only to
Okay.
Marvin
I
and
my
Voldo.
apologize. Voldo
Yeah.
gets nothing, but Marvin does.
Okay. Is it jumbled or is it legible?
It's completely legible to Marvin.
Okay.
Voldo
Alright.
just gets nothing.
All right. Well, Rev's going to assume that he can send messages to people he can see. Otherwise, if he gets nothing back from Voldo, he's going to assume he's cut off that way too then.
Doctor, what would you like to do? You did get a response, at least from Voldo.
Wow. So, whatever this is, it's taking our messages and basically doing whatever it wants with it. Can I roll investigation just to see if there's anything in my? I mean, how does that work? If I want to just
Investigation is when you're actually
rack my.
you're looking for some clues or such.
Oh, gotcha. Or knowledge or something, just to see if there's anything that spurs my memory about anything I'm experiencing right now.
You can go ahead and try to roll acknowledge if you like.
6.
Nothing seems to come to mind. This seems to be you're a man of science. This seems to be honestly beyond your scientific knowledge. This is beyond science.
Right.
Or something could easily be, but your logical, rational mind is thinking, maybe there's just some kind of interference that's just jumbling these words. It could be something that's, technical, but there's nothing you can really do at the very moment.
Man, I'm gonna before I walk through this, I'm gonna go grab a bunch of crap, just a stack of books. I'm just gonna heave them through.
Oh, okay.
And then my purpose is that maybe I'll get. I don't know what my purpose is. I just want to see what happens.
Sure, not a problem.
So I'm gonna just go and grab about, however many books this is.
Just kind of toss them
Chuck
into the
them
mass.
through, but kind of not like. I actually let me just kind of chuck them at the wall, but through, because I know that these guys might be on the other side. I don't want to
sure. Okay.
whack them with a bunch of books.
No
Flying
problem.
books.
No problem. Yeah. Okay. So you grab probably like 5 or 6, a nice little haul, and you'd probably take half, and you throw it off one side and the other half off the other side. Your rational scientific mind thinks cover all bases without trying to hit these guys. It just disappears into the darkness.
I'm gonna wait.
You hear nothing either. It's not like you hear them fall or crash beyond the darkness or anything like that.
Do we see anything up here on our side? At least my side?
Voldo, you see nothing. Rev and Marvin sees nothing.
Of course, I don't know this. Is there anything above me? Is there any height, or do I see the wall? Do I have a concept?
Yeah, you see this. You see the
of a
ceiling. You see the ceiling. The ceiling's probably like about 10 feet high, and it's rock wall. It's the mountain itself.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have nowhere else to go. I don't know. The rope didn't come back. I didn't hear anything. I guess when the books went through, they just made no sound.
No sound.
I'm really tempted to shoot something through it. I'm really tempted to blow something up or try to on the other side, but I'm afraid
you could attempt to
that I'll harm
harm somebody on the other side
here,
sure.
because I don't know where it takes me. But I think at this point, I've kind of deduced that this is some kind of passage or pathway. I'm going to walk through and have absolutely no clue what's going to happen.
Doctor, you step through. Again, it feels like you're just walking through fog, mist. It's only like a step or two before you reach the other side. And what you find yourself at is about 5 feet away from another staircase that is descending down. At the bottom of the staircase, because it's not one that wraps around. It's one that's just kind of just straight descending down. You can see the outline of another door at the bottom. And you can see blue flashing lights that are kind of pulsing from behind that door. And you can hear faintly the sounds of muffled and or stifled screams. And immediately your sensors pick up that whatever is behind that is some kind of like arcane electrical energy that is being fired off within this room that's creating this, obviously, this illuminated backdrop to these doors themselves. And again, even stronger now is the smell of burnt flesh. And behind you is that same dark clouded mask. That dark shadow.
I'm going to attempt to go back or just reach back and kind of feel around to see if there's at least a possibility to not so much that I want to do it, but I'm curious to know if there would be any possibility of going backwards, kind of like Rev did. I am curious about
Okay.
that.
How do you want to do it? You just want to reach your hand in?
Just kind of reach, because I imagine I'm pretty much right on the other side of it. I haven't walked too far. So I want to go to the edge and just kind of reach my hand into it.
You go to reach your hand through, and it completely goes through. Rev, Marvin, as you are looking around, you notice at the other end, that dark mass, a hand coming through, ever so faintly. But it seems to be warping, distorting. Like it's there and it's not there. Like it immediately for you, Rev, after everything you've seen, you're just like more mind tricks are going on. Like it doesn't make sense why that is happening. Marvin, as well, is a bit hesitant because you're obviously
Rev's freaked out by it because of all the mystical stuff and the dark energy. He's thinking it's like some, I don't know, spirit reaching out from the other world or something like that.
Absolutely.
But he's also curious, so he wants to start walking towards it anyway.
Okay. Marvin trails behind you, making sure, like, the captain goes first. As you get closer and closer, the hand distorts even more so as you seem to grow closer to it. But it seems like a hand in moments that you could actually has physical purchase, something you could actually grab.
Do I recognize if it's a human hand or not?
You do not. It just looks like something. It's still covered in almost a little bit of like this black shattering mist that is kind of floating all through it.
Okay. Huh. So I can't tell if there's like a malicious intent behind it or anything like that. All I see is kind of an indistinct hand. Is all I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Voldo.
I'm gonna start walking down at least
You
slowly, carefully.
start to make your way to the end.
Oh, wait, actually,
Mhm.
before I do that, I want to turn around and kind of like walk up to that door, that black door, because I don't know what it is either. And I'm just gonna take like the tip of my robe and try to swing it through the bottom tip of my robe.
The one behind you that you came
Yeah,
through?
just like hanging off the side on the bottom. Yeah, that door.
Yes.
Yeah.
You immediately go to do it, and it's like almost just a black wall.
Okay. Okay, cool. I just shrug and then start walking down to the other side slowly and carefully.
As you do that, you start to see a hand come through, and then an arm, and it's still covered in a bit of a black mist. And it's almost like it's an illusion.
I'm actually gonna just reach in just a little bit more, but I want to kind of feel around because I want to see if there are any. Like I'm totally seeing like if there's just a hole or what, but
Okay.
I'm not just leaving my arm there. Just I'm
Sure.
feeling around just to see if there's anything solid or how big it might be, or if it's the same size as the wall.
As you're feeling around, Voldo, you just see a hand reach through and almost beckoning you.
It's giving me that like come here finger.
No, not like that. It's just kind of, you get the sense that it's just going like
Yeah.
this. It gives you that feeling,
Okay.
but it could easily be just someone just trying to grab, feel for something. You just
Okay. Then I'm just gonna at least slowly walk up to it, kind of intrigued, get a better look, and just I think I'm probably just gonna end up grabbing it. I'm just gonna kind of reach out and try to see if I can grab it by the hand.
okay. For Rev and for Marvin, what would you like to do?
Rev still thinks that this is some sort of trick. He's kind of not trusting anything in this place. So he's going to walk slowly towards it, but he's actually, instead of focusing totally on the hand, he wants to look at the walls, the ceilings, the floor as he approaches it to see if it's like some sort of trap to trick him into tunnel visioning on this hand that he's seeing.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead. Roll again. Roll an investigation or awareness, whatever.
Investigation, okay. One, an actual one.
Does Marvin have investigation?
Marvin has streetwise, science, and something else. Hold on a sec. Science and negotiation. So no, he does not
So
have
he'll
that.
try to roll.
Okay.
Oh wow. Marvin rolled a 19.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't, as far as Marvin can deduce, Marvin doesn't have any mystical abilities. This is beyond his like realm of experience. It just looks like a hand that's beckoning. But he doesn't. It doesn't seem like it's. If anything, he doesn't get a sense that they're malicious. But you can't guarantee that at all after everything you've seen. But for him, he reaches for it.
He reaches for it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to grab his hand before he
Oh,
reaches for the hand to
Really?
stop him.
roll.
Yes.
Roll.
Deafness, huh? That's different than athletics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially like dexterity.
Gotcha.
The quicker you can react.
13 is what I rolled.
Marvin reaches and actually grabs a hold before you do. Doctor, you feel someone grab a hold of your hand from the other side.
It's not freaky at all.
I think that I just kind of flinch and grab the hand also, and I don't know what if it's out of fear or just being freaked out, but I kind of just I pull, I yank on it. I give it as good of a tug as I can, and it's almost like that when the monkey grabs a banana in the cage and he can't let go,
Sure.
but he's grabbing. Um, so I just like
Sure.
you
No
know,
problem.
but I don't really. I kind of half realize that I'm still holding on, but I'm actually kind of flinching out of like, whoa, what the hell, you know?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Because it just startles me. I think at
That's
that point, because I've had
something.
it in there for a little
Yeah.
while, I'm moving it around, and all of a sudden, you know, because I was planning on trying something else. Had I not, you know, noticed anything. So yeah, that's what I do. I just kind of grab and pull back.
Okay. Absolutely. Marvin gets pulled through, Rev. Just almost gets a little bit like jerked through and disappears from your sight. Voldo, you went to reach for it as well, right?
Yeah.
As you go to grab it, you feel that you are being pulled through as well. And immediately as you go through the other side, you find yourself in the exact same hallway.
So I'm just crazy confused right now.
The only difference is there seems to be a silhouette
Oh, that's not creepy.
down at the other end that is now walking towards you.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna kind of like walk up to him. I'm gonna try and meet him halfway, I guess. Just start slowly, kind of cautiously walking up. And then once I get about like 10 feet close, then I'm just like straighten up and like, and then walk up.
As that happens, and this figure starts to come into the light a little bit of the braziers that are on the pillars themselves. It's wearing some kind of hood, and it pulls it back, and essentially you're staring at yourself.
Oh.
But yourself is armed. It has a menacing look upon its face.
You say he's armed?
So I'm gonna immediately pull out like my bow, maybe my sword, something, and just kind of like jump backwards.
Roll steeled first.
16.
Okay. Initially, you're just like, holy crap. But you've been trained well enough that you've seen some freaky stuff before. You just didn't expect to be seeing yourself.
Yeah.
And you pull yourself together and kind of jump back. Obviously, your bow out. Good doctor. When you pull through, a figure emerges and it almost kind of slams into you a bit. And as that happens, you see Rev in front of you. And Rev looks at you, doesn't say a word. But the Rev that you've seen before and you've been around, this one seems to be corrupted. And there's a dark, menacing look that it's giving you. As you stand in front of it. Rev,
Yeah.
as Marvin goes through,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin disappears. But you hear a sound from behind you.
Oh man. I turned really fast to see what it is.
And you turn around, and it's Marvin. But Marvin's different. This Marvin looks like its face is being torn from his skull. It feels like corruption is like eating away at him. And he merely looks at you, and he just begs, and he goes to his knee. He just goes, "Kill me, Kill me.
Can I try to analyze this Marvin with my mystical skill?
Go ahead and roll.
My attempt is to see if this really is Marvin, and if it is, what is afflicting him, basically.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
15.
You immediately get a sense, Rev, that you're honing in your mystical abilities even more. This isn't Marvin.
Okay.
This is some kind of illusion, some kind of enchantment.
Okay.
But if Marvin, this isn't Marvin, then where is he?
Mm-hmm.
Voldo.
Rev wants to. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Voldo. What did you want to do?
I'm also going to kind of take a look at him, scan around, use my mystical ability, see if I can parse anything from him.
Go ahead and roll.
4 overall.
The only thing that you feel a little bit of hesitation, even anxiety, but you steel yourself enough that you're merely just looking at this figure before you. And it starts to walk backwards out of the light back into the shadows, and it merely stands there. Doctor, in front of you is Rev. What would you like to do?
You said that that he's got kind of a grimacing look, like he just
Very menacing.
kind of doesn't look like himself.
Correct.
Um,
But then again, you haven't seen Rev in 15 minutes, so Lord knows what's happened to him.
I'm gonna attempt to just kind of grab him and hold him steady,
Okay.
and just ask him, "Who are you? Who are you, and who are you with right now? Who did you come here with?"
He merely looks at you and just goes, "You know, we're friends."
I'm gonna shove him back into the darkness if I can. I'm just gonna push him as hard as I can, see if he'll go back.
As you roll him back into the darkness, the form itself kind of just explodes into a puff of mist and just merely dissipates and wraps itself back into that dark mass, that dark.
So he's gone.
Figure's no longer there in front of you.
I didn't like the way his voice sounded. I didn't like his response. I kind of decided that it wasn't him.
Okay.
The fact that I ended up somewhere that they aren't, and I can pretty much guess that they didn't go. I don't know for sure, but whatever I hear and see down at the end of that stairwell or that door, I'm half tempted. I'm half tempted to try and walk backwards. I am very curious to see what's down at the end of the stairs. Just for shites and giggles, I'm gonna take out that rope and I'm gonna stretch out a few loops into my hand.
Okay.
and I'm gonna chuck it through the darkness and just hold on to the end real tight and see what happens.
Okay.
My reasoning is that if any of them are themselves and they're there, then they'll know that that's my rope. They'll know that it's me, and maybe they'll be conscious enough to. I don't know what I'm thinking at this point. I'm just really reluctant to go down and investigate, and I want to do everything I can to see if there's any way I can join up with these guys. Because to be honest, I'm starting to really deduce that there's some serious crap going on right now. If this image was able to be presented to me, and I just knew or felt that it wasn't Rev, there's all manner of crazy shit going on. So I'm gonna do that and just kind of hold it and kind of walk backwards a little bit to almost brace myself for what may happen or what may come.
Okay. Rev,
Yep.
a rope hits you in the face.
Hits me in the face.
You didn't expect it, so you were not prepared.
Yeah.
40 damage.
Well, which blackness does it come out of?
The one that you're standing in front.
So those was the one at the opposite hallway that
Right.
Marvin
yeah.
got pulled through.
You didn't go to Marvin. You merely right. Is that correct?
No, I didn't. I looked
You
at him
just
and
looked
I
at
used
him,
my
yeah.
mystical.
So I apologize. It hit you in the back of the head.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he throws it from 15 feet, and you just see this big rope shoot from 15 feet and hit you.
All right, so it hits me in the back of the head. Before I interact with this rope, I want to talk to this image that I see. This
Okay.
thing that said, "Help me," basically, because he's acting like he's in pain.
Mhm.
Basically, I want to open my third eye, look at this thing, try to deduce its true form, and say, "Who are you?"
You know who I am.
Are you Kuran?
No. Kuan is still sleeping, but soon he will waken.
What will awaken Kuran?
Time.
What is your role in this?
I am the Stone Guard.
The Stone Garden. What is your purpose?
I am the protector of Warband. I am the protector of the slumber.
Why do you protect Kuran?
That is not for you to know. Your minds are too small. You have not yet been awakened. But if you continue to venture forth, well, maybe in time, through death, you will find true illumination.
Rev realizes he's talking to a fanatic or a mystical presence that is not going to be reasoned with. So he would like to do three things in quick succession. He would like to project his splitting image standing exactly where he is. He wants to go into Mirage, and he wants to grab this rope, pull on it, and run towards the darkness that it came from.
Okay. With no issues whatsoever, you accomplish this. When you get pulled through,
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself in the arms of Marvin.
Of Marvin. I grab onto him, but keep him at arm's length and say, "Where did we first meet?"
Where did we first meet? Camp Baron.
Okay, thank God it's you.
Wait a minute, how do I know it's you? Where did we first meet?
Camp Baron, come on, Marvin, pull it together.
He goes, yeah, sorry. I don't know, just this place is just crazy, man. There was a hand, and I went through, and all of a sudden I ended up here, and all of a sudden
was there anything
flew
attached
through?
to the hand?
No,
What was that hand?
There's nothing. There's nothing here.
I just saw you turn into something that started talking to me, saying he's the Stone Garden and he's the protector of the sleeper. We got to find the others, and we got to set these charges, and we got to get the hell out of here.
Well, how do we find the others, boss? I hate to break it to you, but take a look around, and you're sitting in another hallway.
Totally different than the one
No,
we were in previously.
Absolutely the same.
The same hallway we were in.
As far as you know.
We gotta. I say to Marvin, we have to pierce this enchantment somehow.
And he looks at you and he just goes, "Awesome, but I'm out of my element here, and I hate to break it to you, but I don't feel great.
I don't feel good. So good
I've
right
gone through 2 of these things, and I just feel like I'm about to puke, boss."
All right. Rev has only one idea, and that is the only thing that seemed to have had any effect on all of this mystical dark energy is when he focuses his own mystical shamanistic ability to kind of pierce the veil. So that is
Sure.
He wants to just start meditating and piercing through all the illusion. That's what he wants to do.
Okay. Doctor, you've thrown it through. You felt somebody pull on it as well for a split second. And then the rope just came out and attached to anything. Baldo.
Wait, real quick, did I get the entire rope?
Yeah, you got
rope that I
all
threw?
all
So I
day
basically
rolled
just
back.
kind of like,
Yeah,
and then-
immediately, and then just kind of like just
and I just kind of reeled it back.
and there's nothing.
Oh wow.
Baldo,
Yeah.
the figure at the end does nothing else but just stand there. Just within the shadow.
Man. Okay, so I'm gonna like stop going backwards and slowly kind of creep back forward to him, trying to see how he reacts to me walking up towards him.
Okay. Immediately as you move towards him, it moves towards you.
Okay.
Roll a quick awareness.
Play the
14.
mirror game with it.
What was it?
I said play the mirror game with it.
Yeah.
Well,
See if
what
he-
did you roll, Mike?
14.
14. You notice that it seems to be shadowing your every move. If you take a step, it takes a step.
Okay, I'm gonna like take a couple steps to the side. So he should move a couple steps to the other side.
He does.
Right, okay. And then I just want to kind of circle around so we're kind of reverse positions where we were in the
So
beginning.
at this point, you're like, you got your
yeah.
back up against the thing, and you're just kind of sliding yourself.
I'm just shimmying around and just trying to stay pretty far away from it.
Okay.
Until I'm basically just in front of it, like, you know, where the door would be, the hallway would be on the opposite
So
side.
essentially what you do is you just mirror it and shimmy yourself,
Yes.
reversing positions.
Exactly.
Okay. It seems to do it without any problem.
All right, good. I take a nice heavy sigh of relief, and then I'm just gonna start backing up into the door behind me, the hallway behind me. I'll turn my head around and look actually and take a back there.
As you kind of get to that position and you turn around, a huge rope hits you in the face.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the rope and like hang on to one end and then just throw the other end back through.
Well,
Just
yeah,
see if
like one side of a rope hits you.
Oh,
Not,
okay.
not the
Oh,
whole
okay,
rope.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of pull it up and kind of start giving it a little tug. See if I get anything from that.
Immediately, you start to feel something pull.
Okay. All right. So I do like a quick little succession, like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. You know, just to kind of see if I can get a read on what's on the other side.
It immediately just pulls.
Do
you hold on?
Can I try and pull it through, the other end through?
It hits you too quickly.
Okay. Yeah, you know what, I'll just like go at least for now, and then slowly creep back up to it.
As you get pulled through, Dr. Voldo emerges from the black mist in front of you.
Spread eagle coming right at your face.
This is after I've already retrieved my own rope.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so whoa, what it first of all, is this really you?
I don't know.
Talk to me, Boldo. Who did we just fight? Who did we just fight and basically defeat? And where did we do it?
The library demon.
All right.
Just gonna call it that.
I love this. Like, what's the secret word? What's the secret word?
Yeah. Was there any
mother's maiden name?
Was there any water at all involved?
Yes, I have some in my backpack. Fanny pack.
Can I have some water? No, just kidding.
And then just from those questions, I'm just gonna realize right away it is Doc. All right.
Yeah, you get the sense that it seems to be Doc, and it seems to be Voldo.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how the hell did you? How did you manage to get here? What just happened to lead you here?
Okay, so you're not gonna believe it, but I came upon like a mirror demon. All right, so I outsmarted it. Came back through. And then I just saw this rope fly through, and I hung on a little bit too long, and now I'm here.
Wait a second, a rope?
Yes, a rope came flying at me, and I grabbed it, and I got pulled through.
Did it look like this rope? It's like the rope that we first used to try and figure out this.
I still have the rope like in my hand, right? Since I just got pulled through on it. Do I still have the rope in my hand?
You have nothing in your hand at all.
Okay. Then I'll take a look at the rope. Do I recognize that rope?
Yeah, it looked like the rope that you that came through.
Then yes, that is absolutely the rope that I grabbed onto and is mysteriously gone from my hand now.
Have you seen the others?
I have seen nobody except a mirror demon.
What did the mirror demon look like? Oh, it was a mirror demon.
It was a mirror demon.
It looked just like you.
But it was like really
beautiful,
black.
the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It really was.
He's like, I'd do him.
That was classic. What the mirror demon look like? Oh, it's a mirror demon. It was just like this big mirror that just kept shifting to the side. He kept looking at himself. He's like, "Oh, that's weird."
An armoire was like chasing me around.
Well, I'm basically taken back at this point. I'm racking my brain. I'm completely tripping right now, and I just tell him, "Look, not even a moment or two ago, I just threw a pretty hefty length of rope through this flipping darkness here, and I felt a tug, and when I went to pull on it, it went limp, and I got the rest of my rope back, and I put it back. Next thing I know, you flying through telling me you grabbed onto a rope.
I say we do it again. I mean, hey, you caught me on your last go.
All right, well, I can't argue with that, but it just seems like it's almost like we're all being kind of passed around at random through this this dark shield here.
Definitely
When you were in that hallway where you came from, were you able to go backwards? Did you have any ability to go backwards?
No, it was just a wall behind me.
Just a wall.
But I mean, there's no harm in throwing a rope through. We're not going to split ourselves up by throwing rope through.
I'm just curious as to why I was able to okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: I've also put my hand through before I threw the rope through. Did you see anything like that?
Yeah, that's what pulled me into the room with the mirror demon. First, I got pulled through because a hand was sticking out of a door.
So you're the one that grabbed my hand.
I grabbed a hand.
Well, I stuck my hand through.
I got pulled into a room with a demon.
As soon as I felt somebody grab my hand, I pulled them through.
Well, you pulled me into a very horrible place.
Well, as far as I knew,
very scary.
As far as I knew, I pulled Rev into me, and all he could do was look at me all crazy and talk to me funny, and I kind of just I shoved him right back where he came from.
Yeah, that immediately throws you off a bit.
Yeah.
Voldo, the moment he just says, "Well, Rev was here."
Okay. So then I'm just kind of like, wait, what? What do you mean Rev was here?
I don't know if it was Rev. I asked him a question. I said, where were we just, or who were you with, and why are you here? And all he could say in this weird voice was, "You already know." And
to be honest, that sounds like Rev.
Right or wrong, I kind of just I just, I pushed him back. I pushed him back in. You didn't see him. You didn't see anything.
I saw nothing. Yeah, except for that little thing that I ran into. Nothing. I mean, might as well try and reach out for another one.
Well, do you notice? What's down there? Do you see that door down there? There's some crazy stuff going on. Do you hear that? Do you hear anything?
Voldo,
do I hear anything?
You absolutely hear it.
Okay.
As well as the blue pulsing light
and do
that
you
is coming
smell
from
that?
behind that.
Well,
Voldo doesn't seem to be able to smell it.
Oh, all right.
But he can hear the crackling of some kind of energy, electricity being generated.
Whatever odor that we noticed, at least that I did when we first left the library, is very strong. It seems to be coming from there. I've been standing here torn between running back the way I came and investigating further. And, to be honest, one out of, you here now is a step in the right direction. Now I don't know what else to do.
I definitely agree with that.
Let's try a rope idea then. I'm just gonna grab out my rope. I'm gonna chuck it through again. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna have him hold on to it also. So we're both
got that
just
extra power.
We're both just kind of holding on to it, but we throw as much of it through. Like I loop it all the way to the end. I just give it a good hug to where I know it'll kind of unwind, or even if it doesn't, I don't know.
Okay. Rev.
Yes.
During this time, you've been focusing.
I've been meditating.
You're able again you're going to take 2 exhaust and 2 vitality off you.
Damage. Okay.
You're now extremely exerting yourself beyond any of your spiritual abilities that you have done before. This is the most you've actually even done in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart seems to beat faster. Your mind seems to strain even more to focus. What is left of some of your muscles of your human body are just constricting under the intense amount of focus and strain that you're putting yourself. But your cybernetic body is obviously making up for a lot of that strain. Again, seeing you do this, Marvin kneels down beside you and puts his hand again on your shoulder. He doesn't know what exactly you're doing, but for you, if anything, it's a comfort. You feel that you're not alone in all of it. You're able to create not as strong a bubble as you did previously at the beginning, but just enough to cover your small little area.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're again able to breathe fresh air. Your mind clears. And you can see that there are no black shadowed borders at all. That you're all in just one long hallway.
Mm-hmm.
You can see behind you, off to your side, in front of you, however you're positioned.
Sure.
Off to the side, the entrance to the library. And at the
Okay.
other end, within this bubble, you see Voldo and the good doctor at the end throwing a rope and it just landing near feet away from you. You can't hear them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to acknowledge your presence either. What would you like to do?
I would like to, with my eyes closed, using my third eye to see what I'm seeing here.
Absolutely, what you're doing.
I'm going to point directly at where I see Voldo in the dock and tell Marvin that is exactly where I'm going to tell him the exact distance that as precise of a distance that I can see to Marvin, to Voldo and the dock. When I open my actual eyes, where am I pointing? Am I pointing down the hallway? Am I pointing at a wall? Where am I pointing?
You're pointing out to the end of that hallway, to that black mass. When you open up your physical eye.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell Marvin that's where they are, and I want to get up, and I want to just start walking towards them.
Marvin looks at you and just goes, "Boss, what are you doing? You tell you there's nobody there. If we go through that, we're gonna end up somewhere else. This is how this place works. Maybe we're just not meant to be here. I hate to break it, but that one guy didn't sound too happy.
Which one guy are you talking about?
He wasn't there, sorry. I thought he was there the whole time, but he wasn't there. He just goes, I don't know. I think I'm just hearing stuff, boss.
Rev just says, Marvin, you got to trust me. Put your arm on my shoulder. I'm going to close my eyes and only using my third eye, walk towards Voldo and the dock.
Okay. As you do, again, using your spiritual, mystical power, allowing the spirits to fill you and to guide you. The spirits of those who have come before, the spirits of the age. You come to this black mass, this physical black mass, but you're merely just walking right up.
Without hesitation, I'm walking like it's not there.
You walk over the rope directly towards them. Voldo and the good doctor. Emerging from the black mist is Marvin and Rev.
I'm gonna slowly start pulling the rope back.
You pull the rope. Yeah. There's nothing connected to it, and you have the rope.
Okay. As soon as I notice that we're there, I slump down to the floor and release.
You absolutely
all
collapse.
Mystical, things I'm doing.
You are feeling though you're getting a better sense over the power, Rev, but you notice that the more often that you're doing it, it's taking now a physical strain on.
Yeah.
His nose is bleeding.
Not yet.
I'm the Dark Phoenix or something.
No, dude, you're 11. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, nice.
So you see these two guys emerge for you. Marvin immediately just goes, "What?"
Super disappointed he sees me.
And he just goes, "It's been crazy. We've been going in and out. Has it been happening to you too? Just I've been pulled in and ended up somewhere else."
I just want to know, does this have anything to do with my rope?
It's the magic rope. That's what it is.
They're just like,
How
"What?"
did you guys get here?
They're like, Marvin just goes, "What rope?" He just goes,
So-
Rev did start doing his like meh stuff. And then he got all quiet and he was starting to shake. And then he was just like, "Oh, that way." And I was just like, "No, what are you talking about? Every time we do that, it goes bad, boss." He's like, "Believe me, child, go follow." And I followed, and whammo, we're here. Unfortunately,
He's like
Voldo's
Chunk
here.
from the Goonies, just stupid version of what happened.
It's just because it's crazy. But I mean, I'm glad we're all here, except for Voldo. I really thought we would have lost him, but yeah.
Can't run them all.
Rev from his knees says, "There's something called the Stone Garden." Was that what it was? Stone Garden or Stone Guardian? What did you
Stone
say?
Garden.
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 Okay. There's something called the Stone Garden that is protecting the slumberer, he called it. And we need to set these charges and get out. This is a power we cannot fight.
When he says like,
How
does
do you
something-
know this?
Yeah,
I think-
they look at you with some apprehension,
Uh-huh.
and just because of everything that has gone on, they're just like and especially with your text, they're like you gotta give them like, did you go kooky in the past 15 minutes here, buddy?
Rev looks right up at the doc, right in his eyes with like the most intense focus that he's had this entire time. He says, "I spoke to it."
So I'm gonna talk to Marvin real quick, and when he says something about like getting pulled through, I'm just gonna like explain to him like what happened to me in just the quick Cliff Notes version.
Okay.
Just got pulled through, blah blah blah.
Yeah, Marvin kind of gives you the same thing, like, yeah, that's what happened to me.
That's exactly. All right. Okay, we're on the same page. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he actually looks at you for the first time with a little bit of like, okay, so I appreciate the know that I'm not going crazy. Kind of like,
yeah.
Did anyone other than Baldo see a hand reach out for them? In any
Marvin
way?
immediately raises his hand, just goes, "Yeah."
And what did you do?
I grabbed it.
You grabbed the hand.
Yes.
You expect that from me, but Marvin, come on.
Well, Voldo claims he did as well. Rev, did you see the hand as well, or were you ever together? Were you and Marvin ever together?
I saw the hand.
Other than when
I
you
s-
came right now.
I saw Marvin get grabbed by it, but I'm telling you, this is all dark energy and illusion controlled.
What happened to Marvin when he grabbed the hand?
Seems
He was
like it.
pulled. He was pulled through.
The only thing I saw was someone who looked like you, Rev, claiming to be you. And I pushed you back into the darkness and had a brief moment of regret, but I'm glad to know that it wasn't actually
It was
you.
not me. I'm telling you, it is this force. This
I
energy.
wonder if I gave that figure a chance, if he would have spoken to me too. But how did this Stone Garden talk to you? How was it a voice coming from the black? Was it did he present himself? What did he look like?
What did he look like? He looked like Marvin, but I could tell that it was not Marvin. He looked like a Marvin in pain and disfigured. Asked for my help. I told him. I said, "Who are you really?"
You do
And that's
tell
when
him
he
that
started.
he looked corrupt,
Yeah. Okay.
which immediately registers for you, Doc.
Yeah. He looked wrong. And when I asked him who he was really, that's when he told me he was the Stone Garden, that he's protecting a sleeper, and that we will be killed, and then we will understand something weird. This thing is a power, and it's protecting this Kudan.
Marvin, what happened to you when you got pulled through by the hand?
I just reemerged. It felt like I just went. It's like I went through, and I just ended up in the same spot that I was before. Like,
With Rev?
like yeah, some weird cycle. Like everything, whatever I did, just reset itself every time. That's the only
Did
way I
either of
can
you-
logically tell you how it felt.
Did either of you see a rope? Feel a rope?
I saw a rope,
I only saw a hand.
but I ignored it.
Didn't he see us throwing the rope?
No, he was in
I see.
meditation time with.
When I was in meditation mode and had my third eye open, I
But
saw
you
you guys messing with a rope over there.
Can I
yeah.
can I roll knowledge to see if I know anything about the Stone Garden?
Sure.
Oh wow, 6 again.
Doesn't sound familiar to you at all.
Are any of the books that he threw through the
Yeah.
door earlier, are any of those on the ground here?
They are not.
Okay.
Good question. I forgot about the books. So
Did
none of you
somebody-
saw any
didn't
books or got
Marvin
hit by any books.
take a book? I thought one of us took one of the books from the
Marvin
library
does
last
have
time.
Marvin
Yeah.
does have one.
Rev's
I
gonna
want
ask
everyone-
Marvin, look through that book. Is there anything about the Stone Garden in the book that you have?
It'll take him some time, obviously, to read through. So you have to
Okay.
give him some
I want everyone to check their data links and see if they got all the messages and if they're can read them. Like,
Okay.
did y'all get a message from me
Marvin checks his and
after you walk through darkness?
Marvin checks it and he has nothing.
Rev, does he still have the garbled message he got back from them?
You have nothing.
Okay.
I'm assuming same here.
Although you have nothing.
All right.
Do I have anything on mine?
You have nothing in
Any-
regards to
any
responses. So like
What do I have? Just the fact that
you
that I
only
sent
have
something?
you only have the stuff that you sent.
Wow.
So I'm gonna start walking
Yeah, but
towards the
Baldo
other side.
responded to me at some point, right?
Yeah, they're all gone now.
He sent that jarbled whatever.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he did, but I don't think I ever saw verified whether I got it or not.
Does Marvin not even have the message that I sent after we'd gone through the door?
The only
it
thing that
said-
Marvin has is the one when you're both in the same room.
Okay, so he does have the one where I said, "Can you read this?"
Yep.
Okay.
All he's got. But in regards to anything that was sent from anyone else initially, but that was all
Okay.
jarbled. Any of the jarbled messages are all gone.
Okay.
So, how far are we from the? How far does anyone have any idea of how far we are from the door that we went through to get to this damn hallway?
When I was in my meditation state and I saw them, was I able to see how far I was from the original door?
I think you were. I think Scott said you saw
it's
the.
it's probably about like 20 feet.
Okay. So from what I
Uh,
saw,
Let me get my math right. 22. Yeah, because I said it was like 15 to 17 and then the 5 feet. So from there to there would be like 22
okay. So in total, from what I saw,
to get to where you're at. That's what I'm saying. where you're
we're
currently at.
basically in a hallway that's only 25 to 30 feet at most
Yep.
long.
I find it interesting that
And you're just standing at the very landing of a descending.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting that we all saw a version of, well, aside from Marvin, but I saw a distorted version of Rev. Rev saw a distorted version of Marvin. Baldo saw
Voldo
Saw
saw
myself.
himself.
himself. essentially. Did you say anything to yourself? Did yourself say anything to you? Did the mirror demon say anything?
No, not to me. I stayed pretty far away.
Interesting. Well, gentlemen, it seems like we've all made it through for now. We have pretty much one choice. I'm sure by now you've all kind of heard the ruckus going on down there. Now, is it a hallway, then stairs, and then a doorway? How was it
No,
again, Scott?
you're on the landing of the descending staircase.
I'm sorry.
You're on the landing of the descending staircase, so you're right at the edge.
Right, and the stairs go down, and then is there any space? Like, is there like a little
Yeah, like maybe
area before the door?
like 5
Okay.
feet before you actually get
Right.
again, like another
And
landing.
And there are no other doors or hallways or anything around it. It's just
None
pretty
that
much a straight path.
you can notice. You again, even when you're looking down this one's a little bit different though. It's only illuminated by two, which you could easily say, enchanted globules of light. So there's no braziers that illuminate.
And where are those? Are they at the top of the stairs?
They're about right in the middle
In the middle of the stairway?
of descending down. Yeah.
Are they attached to the walls or are they
No,
suspended?
they're merely suspended and floating in air, and everything out on the side is just pure dark, pure blackness.
So we pretty much only see those lights,
And the illuminated staircase.
the stairs that go to the door with the blue pulsating.
Whatever's
rave going
behind
on.
it. Yeah, whatever's behind it.
Do we at least notice that there are walls on the side of the stairs?
None, again, it's just pure darkness. Like even the globules themselves don't seem to illuminate anything beyond.
Right. There's only a
that.
small space
Yep.
that they actually light up, but we can see the stairs.
Rev,
It's almost like they're
as you kind of like been sitting there having this conversation, kind of getting some rest, you can get a sense of vibration of something beyond that door that is almost like an engine or a generator. Roll knowledge really quick. Or
Me?
intellect. Or intellect. No, just for Rev.
Rev? Okay.
Intellect or knowledge, whatever you
Oh my gosh. I rolled a 20.
it seems to be the sound of a generator, but it feels like it has the same, because you've been on the RevJet for so long.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the sound, or I'm sorry, not the sound, the feel of the power of the ion core fusion engines that is in there. The good doctor can smell. Voldo can seize the pulsating, and he can feel and like hear like the crackling of whatever is arcing behind that, and you can actually feel like the reverberation, the ever so slight reverberation of a huge generator, almost like an engine that is being used behind those.
That is super creepy.
I think we need to get in that room and set a charge and then get out. That's what I think. I think we
Sounds
need to blow
good.
this whole place.
I feel like-
sky high.
I feel like we should maybe just place the charge just outside the door, you know, maybe not go in. I mean, I feel like we're going to go in and then get in a fight with something very bad.
And again, Scott, above us, we see just kind of this. If we see anything at all, we can at least assume that it's the same type of roof. There's no.
Yes, it's just like the innards of this mountain itself.
Can we? Can I suggest that we all just kind of look for an alternate route other than just through that door or back the way we came? Just take a quick. Like, I don't know about maybe going down the stairs and just kind of reaching out to see if there's actually a wall there. I mean, or any type of hallway that comes off the stairway. I don't know. Because I kind of see Rev's idea, but if we go in that room, we're gonna need to get out some way.
Do we
And if
know
we go
how
back-
these beacons work? Is it only going to be within the triangle of these beacons, or
Yes.
are the beacons okay?
Whatever, once they triangulate and you upload the targeted package, it's only going to attack that is within the beacons itself.
So
But of course, with an
basically what
orbital
I'm-
strike, there's going to be residual. It's going to be a very large
Sure.
one. For
my worry is if we place the beacon outside the door, then whatever's in there doesn't get blown up. That's what my worry is.
Yeah, because I thought of that. It wasn't necessarily doing it outside the door, but just if we go in and we're able to get back out, if there was a way we could go other than the way we came, which is back toward another beacon or back through this crazy maze of freaking warps that'll just take us wherever, you know? I don't want to go through that again.
Marvin begins feeling the back of that black mass, and you take a look at him, and it seems that it's a hardened wall again, that there's no going back through, at least right now.
Well, that brings up a point. When everyone first went through from the library, did everyone try? I know Boldo told me that he tried to see if he could go back and it was a solid wall. What happened with you and Marvin, Rev?
Yeah, it was a solid wall for me as well.
It's so strange because I was actually able to feel my way back. But right now we're in the same boat, so we can't go backward. The only way we can go is forward.
Marvin
I'm
begins.
just gonna walk to the wall instead of like grab like feel the side of the wall if I can, and just start walking down the stairs as long as I can feel it.
Okay, so you're just kind of like
And see if we
walking
can
with
interact.
your hands.
Yeah,
out.
to trying to touch the walls at least. And then I want to like when I hit that like fire thingy, I want to see if I can interact with it.
Okay, as you start to walk down, and the width is probably only about like 5 feet, which is relatively narrow. It's like putting your hands through black mist, or even the feelings of like curtains, as it just slides like right through you, like sand. As you pass through Voldo the Globule, your hand goes right through it as well. It distorts for a second, and then it regains its form. Again, like as if you're passing your hand through water.
I'm just gonna turn around and tell them, like I'm gonna scream out. It just feels like curtains. I don't know.
Rev's gonna say, I believe this entire hallway is an illusion created by this stone garden, misleading us, taking us where it wants us to go. That's why we got to set these charges and get the hell out.
How do we even know we're in the right spot though? This is all an illusion.
Well, when I was in my mystical mode, was I able to see all the blue flashes and all the stuff when I looked down to them? Was I able to see that there was something
No,
beyond
because
them?
yeah, you weren't able to see down
Okay.
the staircase, so you don't know.
Okay. We don't know.
Yeah. So because we could be placing a charge for nothing right now.
I can attempt to open my third eye and pierce this illusion, but when I do, it taxes me. I will be no use in a fight if that's what I'm doing.
Well, I will have my hand on your shoulder, so that helps.
Why don't we try and see if we can do the camera trick again underneath the door at the bottom?
Not a bad idea.
Okay. Can we attempt to use my camera underneath this door?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to make your way down to the bottom.
Rev's gonna pass it over to Voldo because he's already halfway down.
Okay. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Voldo, your
Yeah, go
turn.
for it, man. Go for it. Do I get the sweet selfie stick with it too?
Yeah, selfie stick.
All right.
It's still hooked up to
Included.
my feed though, so I'm gonna look at the camera through my side,
Okay.
basically.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Marvin for help. Like, hey, Marvin. Yo. Could you help me with this stick over here? It's kind of confusing.
He thinks you're hitting on him.
It's just I just want somebody else there if I die.
Rev.
Is this the stone garden?
Voldo.
Ooh, what is that? Hello?
Dr. Ace Mars. And Marvin. I am the Stone Garden. I'm so glad that you were able to keep your minds together and find your way through the illusions. But not everything is an enchantment. And what we believe here is not some foolish myth or legend that you've told your children or has been passed down from family member to filthy family member. I am the pontiff of our sect, the keeper of the flame, the protector of the great sleep. And how interesting that you survived at this point. But what gets me is I cannot see why you were still here. What brought you to our home?
There's kind of a war going on. And your home joined.
What does that have to do with you?
Why we're here? We're part of the war.
So that's your intention.
We're trying to figure out why you guys joined.
That's not the truth. You said there was a war, and that's the reason why you're here.
Yeah. We want to figure out why you guys joined the opposite side. You guys are pretty quiet over here.
You came all the way to ask this question.
Well, and then possibly kill you guys after. But that's a very slim possibility. Like, almost non-existent.
I'm well aware that you did not pose this question to the librarian. So please, don't make up lies.
Hey, he attacked us. He put the first move.
This is our home. It is not yours. Do not anger me.
I'm just gonna put my hands up and walk away.
I'm gonna look at the doctor because he's the one who tried to bargain and talk with the librarian. Just say, Doc, you want to be an embassy?
An embassy for what, Rev? Do you come to palaver? You come seeking an accord? Is that it? With every movement that you've made, you've walked on my webs, and I have felt your true intention. Voldo, the recluse, an assassin, come to negotiate and just investigate and find out how I dealt. Rev 118, cyberjacker, a mercenary, not known for strong negotiations, unless it's by the end of a blade. The only person that you have here that maybe negotiate is the good doctor here. What would he negotiate? An extension on his pitiful life? Holding out just a little bit longer for what? Vengeance? Some sort of satisfaction? For your failed experiments, your failed marriages, your failed life. I know your true intention. And Marvin, well,
He is just a puppet, just used by this person and now this one. A person who has no true ownership over his own life. Just doing enough deals, enough ruses to stay afloat. Do not think we do not know who you are. So please, do not lie and make a false. Why are you here? What do you see?
We seek
want
an end to this war.
We want to know what's going to happen when the Darkborn awakes.
It's
Why
not
are
for
you
you
here
to know. The Darkborn is only for those who are enlightened, the awakened one. And I can taste the sweat on each one of your brow to know that you are far from being awakened. You are still asleep.
What does the Dark One have to gain from this alliance that he has made?
The alliance? You think we care that much about the alliance? It's a means to an end. If it helps us to eliminate our mortal enemies, the Pillars of the Lost Dawn, and their ancient religion, and so be it. They believe in nothing. They believe in magic. They believe in stars. And they act like it's some power from an almighty God. It is not. They do not bow. They are not one with the dark, a true God, a true Titan. When he
He's the true
awakens,
God.
he will cleanse this world of those who are weak.
If he's the true God, how did the world become so full of non-believers? Has he ever been awakened before?
Of course.
Is it
He is not the God. He is one of many. For a learned man, you're not very educated, are you? For them, you probably only care about that which interests you.
well, you said it yourself. There's no way our minds could wrap around this, or at least somebody did.
Fair enough. I did. But my question still stands. Tell me truly why you are here.
Well, we are not enlightened, and we fear that to become enlightened is to completely forget yourself and sell yourself to a God that doesn't ultimately care about you. Just like you have, Stone Garden. Chances are you weren't around the last time you awoken, so you have no idea what will become of you when it happens. So, frankly, we would like it if not only this God didn't wake up, but if this God just died in his sleep.
So you come to finish it. You come to stop our good work. Is that what you're saying?
I think you already know that.
Understood. And fair enough.
Wouldn't your good work end with your death?
I am one of many who have served and has not stopped the wheel from turning. But enough. I grow tired of your rabble.
And the doors begin to open from below.
I'm gonna run back up the stairs.
So we didn't get a chance to use the camera.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah. I'm just gonna hot potato it up the stairs.
Yeah, Rev grabs the camera, puts it away, prepares for battle.
Yeah, exactly.
He takes the camera and he's just like, oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need that for this part.
We should have asked him if there's any chance we could get a picture with him.
The doors open from below, but nothing comes through. What you do see is the bottom completely is now the light, that blue arcing light, is now flooding onto that bottom landing. And you can hear the crackles, the snapping of just surging power from inside that room.
Revs looks at his companions. Are we going in or what?
I'm right behind you guys. Behind. I want to see somebody step in that blue stuff first.
Wait, did you say that there was some sort of substance that actually came out? Is that what you said?
It just seemed like light, right, or something.
Yeah, blue light is what he said.
Please, come and enter, and place another of your beacons, if you dare.
That's what she said.
That's not a good sign. He knows everything about why we're here.
We have been talking about it the whole time. Could have just been listening.
Rev's just gonna take out his Naginata, his soul blade, and just start walking down the stairs.
In RP walk?
Full on macho man.
My question is, as you're doing this, what song is playing in the background in your mind?
The song from Kill Bill. Bum, bum, bum.
Fair enough. Rev starts to venture down, step by step, slowly. Marvin follows suit. Baldo, Doctor, what would you like to do?
I'll follow him down now.
RP walk?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What song is
Okay.
playing as you're walking down?
You know, I'm just thinking it's gonna be Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Excellent choice.
But
Doctor,
only the part where it's like, hey, Barbie, what are you doing today? I'm going to a party, Barbie.
Yeah. That's when I'm putting them in, and then once it actually kicks in, I take my first step down the stair. And I time it out with the music as I'm walking down.
as Marvin walks behind, he's kind of shaking after hearing all this. But he does his best to follow suit. In his head, all he's hearing is, vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, had to get away. Vacation, do, spent alone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, another solid choice.
He's got the go-go's as he's going down. Doc.
I'm gonna go into creeper mode and just cautiously descend with the sound of Pepper by the Butthole Surfers blasting in my mind.
Okay.
Can Rev say, yo, Doc, you got a shield for this thing?
Oh.
I absolutely do.
For myself.
I can't remember how many people. Let's see. I think I can only put it on 2 people, right?
Yeah, it can only be yourself and one other person. That is it.
Right. I just respond to Rev. Do you think we need it right now? I can only do 2.
I'm walking in the unknown. I wouldn't mind a shield.
Now, if Voldo and Marvin are walking between Rev and I, would I be able to shield Rev and myself?
Well, my thought is how I always envisioned it is if you're trying to shield yourself and someone else, and you just have some other like little disc drone that you can talk, and the hat is yours.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
some like little shield drone because that's what you'd have is that it would be used as a secondary. It's not as big as the other drones that you have. It's just a little small one that only does just. Which I think all your like shield like balls or something you keep in your legs.
Okay. Um, sorry, Voldo and Marvin. Now, who's in front?
Rev has
Rev.
gone first.
Rev's in
Marvin has
front,
gone second. Voldo is
and
in your last.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna chuck it, activate it over Rev and myself, and we'll just kind of try and stay tight to Marvin and Voldo as we go.
Okay. As Rev, you reach the bottom landing.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice as the light is now filling the space that on the ground is engraved the same image of Quran that you saw in the initial walls when you first walked in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you walk in, what you see before you is probably a room that is from where you're standing to the other end, probably only about 30, 40 feet.
Okay.
But in almost every possible space, hanging essentially probably about 5 or so feet off the ground, are these metal cages. And they are all tied together by high tension cabling in these coils that are arcing electricity and energy directly into the cages themselves. And what you see just below the cages are essentially charred flesh and bone. And at the far end is a huge, gigantic engine generator, an iron fusion core that is being prayed over by 5 cultists who
By
never
five
turn
what?
cultists that never turn to meet your gaze. They merely are humming and chanting whatever it is, some kind of dark tongue. And within these cages, there's a slight energy shield that is warping around them. It's warping and snapping and warping and snapping. And you see emerging with these within it, like these blue mists that are starting to manifest within the cages themselves. When you look in as well, this large room, there seem to be rows and rows of these cages. And they seem to branch off to the sides. And that's beyond your vision and view unless you've gotten to the middle of the room itself. The room itself is built almost like a cathedral in regards to the ceilings themselves, almost like a beautiful rotund above it. And in this room above, floating, is that same enchanted night sky that was in the Grand Library. You get a guess just in regards to what you could see that the cages alone probably number 50 from what you see within your field of vision. just a quick estimation as you're picking up all this information as much as you can.
And so far, Rev's the only one that sees this.
Yeah, this is as Rev as he reaches down, and Marvin kind of comes behind and Voldo. So this becomes information that you all start to pick up on. Just Rev is the first one there, and he's picking up as much information as he possibly can. Again, the cages are sitting about 4 or 5 feet off the ground, and you notice that the ground itself seems to be a beautiful tiled cobblestone. So they actually did some sculpting and working within this. What you figure is a very special room. At the end, in front of the altar, is this humming generator that's supplying this energy that's arcing through these cabling all above. Rev, roll quickly a awareness, and then everybody else roll it as well as you can.
Roll what?
Roll awareness.
6.
13.
Okay. Doctor?
8.
Marvin.
Oh yeah,
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so Voldo is the only one who really picks up on it. Then on the side, you see this generator as well at the other end, Voldo, and you can see stamped on the side that it says property of Sandorma.
Okay. I'm going to relay that information, kind of point it out.
Yeah, but the other guy, everybody else, you're merely just taking in everything that you can, and you didn't pick up on it. Again, in the front of the generator is probably like 6 or so cultists as they chant before it. And you notice there's probably a dozen more scattered in between and even beyond that seem to be overseeing these cages as they begin to arc energy through the cabling into themselves. Below the cages are piles of tattered clothes, burnt flesh, and bone. The cables powering the generator seem to follow into the walls and then disappear beyond. Within the cages, a growing bluish-white energy begins to manifest, materialize, and intensify. And in seconds, in some sort of wispy spectral spirit created from the tortured souls materializes within the cage. The specter that is in it seems to be initially, when it's fully formed, unruly, enraged, vengeful, as it seems to be ripping and hacking at the cages like beasts. The specters themselves seem to have no discernible human features. They just seem to be hooded mist forms with almost mist skeletal arms and hands formed into almost like sights. No faces, just a pure frosty mist with a basic eerie form to it. It chills every one of you as you see it manifest in these cages, one after another, as the energy arcs between one cage and then moves on to another. As you see them manifest before you, again, they don't seem to have a face, but when they breathe, you can see an unhinged jaw for a brief second before it disappears once again. The cultists seem to be watching over the cages, who seem to be observing and documenting. The monsters stand back as one of the cages, then another cage, becomes unhinged and unlocked. At that point, this mist form floats to the ground and just hovers as two seem to be unleashed as pets for you to play with. As that case, the cultists then turn around, still chanting, never looking up from their tomes that they have before them.
We are the souls of woe, the clergy of shadows, and you have ventured beyond your limits of comprehension. You've passed the librarian, but this is where your travels and inquiries end. We'll welcome you as sustenance to the great darkness. You will find only anguish at the hands of these once sovereignless souls, now bound in servitude to Quran. We are many. We are the callers of the deep.
Gentlemen, are you prepared for battle?
As ready
Well,
as we're gonna be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we drank that water, we didn't get all of our health back, right?
I believe you only got partial amount.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got some exhaust back and stuff. Yeah.
Is there anything you like to prepare yourselves before you enter the room?
I got the
Oh.
shield on. That's all.
I'm gonna breathe on my necklace and just kind of give it a shine.
I do have a question. How long were we in the hallway and in the library exploring? Because a number of my abilities are a certain number of times per day that I can do.
In regards to just pure time,
Yes. Are we in another day is basically what I'm asking from our previous fight.
in regards to that, you are.
We are in a new day. Thank God. Okay. All right.
You have no true idea or sense of how much time you were in there. But through all that, it took you 8 hours. And it only felt like 15 minutes.
Okay. So we haven't recovered our health, but basically our cooldowns have recovered.
Your
kind of thing.
cooldowns are the only thing that's come back to you.
Okay. Okay.
Because
that's
essentially
cool.
during that time you did not rest.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to do, gentlemen?
I'll pull my bow out, just so I'm slightly ready going in.
The good doctor?
Rev's ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvin reluctantly pulls out his sniper rifle.
I stand
Reluctantly.
behind Marvin.
Yeah. There are two range fighters. They hang out by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good doctor?
I am going to Oh man. I'm gonna toss a well yeah, I'm gonna ready my
Yeah,
my remote.
this is just preparation before.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have my remote mine ready. Ready to sling it wherever I feel I need to sting this crew.
Understood. Gentlemen, as
Um,
you prepare yourself as much as you can,
So are we fighting like a mass of something that isn't even like what was talking to us? Was it that mist thing that was feeding on these beings?
the
Is that kind of what
cultists, the group of cultists, are the
So it's all
last
the
person
cultists
that you were
speaking
speaking
as one voice.
speaking as a unified
Okay.
Okay.
unified as one. What is in front of you are such these spectral mists, these hooded figures, which, if serves Rev memory, that's the information that was in some of the book that you kept. They were called night terrors,
Oh, okay.
and this is Warband's true army.
Okay. These blue horrid objects that have been kind of raised.
feeding off the captured, prisoners and such. These sovereignless souls created into servitude,
Okay.
vengeful servitude
Okay.
towards that. During that time, while you guys were doing some of that stuff, a few of the informations that Marvin had picked up on is they are just merely spectral souls that can only exist in this realm, in this world, for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So they are not truly fully bound. They're only bound for a certain amount of time before they essentially evaporate back into the universe.
Did he see that? Did he see that there was any? Did it say what their source of power or what kept them in this world was from his reading?
In
so that we
regards
know
to
way
this
about
dark
him?
magic,
Okay.
almost necromantic.
Okay.
They have the ability to steal life and then bind it to this mist form in servitude to Quran. Is how they essentially document
Okay.
this situation. That's really like the only thing you can get to before he closes the book back up. It's just like
Sure.
holy crap and stuff like that.
Okay.
As Rev and Voldo and the Good Doctor and as Marvin prepare for battle, that's where we will end our session here tonight. And we will have the awesome battle next Friday. Gentlemen, that was an excellent session.
Walk down a hallway.
Where you guys were utterly confused.
That was a mind F.
Yeah, it was.
Well done, Scott.
I want to thank everybody who hung out with us this evening. Kira and Pi and anybody else who had dropped by. I know we had at some point we had like 5 or 6 viewers here. We do appreciate it. You hanging out. This game is called Horizons Unknown After Earth RPG. It is a game that has been written, created, and developed by myself. My name is Scott, aka Shogi. We do appreciate it. The show is called Here on the Wastes. We do this every Friday night at 7 p.m. I do appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate my awesome cast here. The good Ryan, aka Ran118. Please tell these people where they can find you, good sir.
You can find me here on Twitch, Rand118, or over on YouTube. And thank you again, Scott, for an awesome, crazy, mind effing episode.
I appreciate it. I have my good friend here, Mike, aka Voldo the Magnificent at this point.
Yeah.
Voldo
Thank you.
Voldo the Mirror Man. Should we call you that?
It was a Mirror Demon. It was a Mirror Demon. Yeah. No. Yeah. Thank you for that. That was super confusing.
I want to thank the good sir
Super
for.
confusing.
I'm glad we made it through. I was totally expecting to die this time. So.
I want to thank the good sir for hanging out, and of course my brother from another mother, Shane, aka the Good Doctor. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Good times.
And to everybody who's out there, again, if you want to get caught up on any of our other sessions, just click the link below and go to my YouTube. I post these every week, every time that we put one up. Next week, episode 31, these gentlemen are going in to face some spectral beings, as well as the cultists of the souls of woe. I didn't expect you to get in that kind of conversation with Stone Garden so quickly, but it seemed to serve its purpose and the interest when you, the psychological mind puzzle that you guys had in regards to everything. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us this evening. You guys have been amazing. And until next time, keep it safe on the waste, everybody. Good night.